Hello everybody, we are back yet again for another comprehensive drum playthrough review. That's not what they call this series. For those of you brand new, my name is Nick. I play drums, so I like to therefore watch other drummers, review their content, review their technique, so that way we can all learn from it and benefit from it, as compared to just watching it for an entertainment standpoint. Today we're going to be reviewing a drummer that I've seen live before, and I'm just going to be straight up honest with y'all. We review a lot of drummers on here that have really good technique, near flawless technique for the most part, and guys who have really established themselves in the metal community as amazing drummers. This guy, I'm going to be honest, I have my beef with him, and you'll see why in a second. Today we're going to be reviewing the band Krisiun, and we're going to be reviewing their drummer Max Kolesny. Now, Krisiun's been on the death metal scene for quite a while, a long time actually. And I'm gonna be honest, like me as a Jew, you know, as a Jewish Christian, I don't agree with a lot of their lyrics. I don't really like a whole lot of their songs, but I am willing to do a drum review for them just to see, you know, if we can analyze some content from this drummer and some content from these guys. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna jump right into it. All right, let's get it.
It's about killing the false savior. There ain't no fucking savior. We say kill, kill, kill Lord Jesus Christ. Conqueror shall fight again.
Okay. So it looks like he's using a lot of wrist technique, but he looks very stiff. His arms, you notice too, they're going out really wide because he's activating those shoulders when he's doing it. Wait a second, hold on. Are his feet dragging? I can't tell because of this drum camera, honestly. Yeah, his feet are dragging. Listening to it. His feet are dragging a little bit. Okay. Good to know. Okay. So from what I can tell, looking at it already as it is, he's using finger technique as well as wrist motion. But he also looks very stiff when he does it. He just looks like he's like using his biceps a lot. Yeah, his feet are definitely dragging now that I sit here and listen to it a little more. He's using a whipping motion on that blast beat. You don't want to do that. I get why he does it, but you don't want to do that generally. Okay, that was a little rushed. Generally, you don't want to use a whipping motion on your blast beat because you want it to be consistent. You want it to be, you know, like a machine. He looks very tight. Now, granted, like I said, I can't really tell a whole lot from the quality of the video, but oh, that was a cool fill. I'll give him that. That was a cool fill. But he just looks very tight, like very. He needs to relax a little bit. And he's messing up a lot on the feet, I can tell that. And if you look at that fill too, that's another fill right there. He's very tight. He needs to kind of chill out a little bit. That's a cool clave. That's a cool clave. Yeah, he's using straight biceps when he's doing that, if you watch him. He's using his whole arm, he's like shaking like this. That's not what you want to do. That's gonna waste a lot of energy. It's also being that stiff is just not good in general. He's having a lot of wrist motion too when he does it, so like, he's keeping his fingers open and all that. But it's not the same. call me. Not now. Yeah, he's starting to mess up a little bit here. He's getting tired. You also notice too that the grip on his left hand changed. So he was gripping the stick a lot tighter, he was keeping his closed fingers, and now he's having to loosen up a little bit. Probably because, I'm gonna be honest, these fingers probably got really tired really quickly. Even when I saw them live, when they opened for Revocation, like, every song was about this speed, pretty much, that they played. With maybe, like, exception of one. But he's missing notes now because it looks like he's straining to do this. Like, you can just tell by his face he is tired. Yeah, so that was definitely interesting. Now, generally I do, like I said, I tend to review drummers and all that are a little bit more in my sphere of music. I'm not necessarily into the old school death metal kind of a vibe anymore. I used to when I was a little bit younger, but then I kind of grew out of that phase, I'll be honest. Simply because it's just not where my tastes lie anymore. And also, a lot of the stuff that they're playing it's just not really very clean. It's meant for a more aggressive, raw tone, and I generally fell more into the polished, tech death, technical side of things. But all of that to the side. Yeah, the one problem that I really see when I watch Max is that he looks very tight. He looks very, like he's straining to do stuff. And honestly, you can see that a lot, especially on his blast beats. When he's doing his blast beats, especially on some of these other ones, he's got his arms out like this, and he's going... He looks like he's shaking while he's doing it, and that's generally bad. You don't want to be shaking while you're doing your blast beats. I mean, I get if you're like headbanging a little bit, but usually you can tell when someone's headbanging versus when they're actually like their body's shaking because they're playing so hard. And generally what that is a sign of is that you have too much muscular tension on your upper body, and that too many muscles are flexing at once in order for you to achieve that sound. And that's honestly what the kind of vibe that I got from watching this video. And it did sound like that his feet were dragging a lot as well, so I don't know whether or not he was just having a rough night that night or what was going on, but it did sound like his feet were dragging. Now, when I saw them live, this was September 24th of 2022, I believe. They were opening for Revocation. They had a couple other bands play before them, including Alluvial, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. They're freaking phenomenal. When I first saw Krisiun come on stage, I was like, okay, I've never heard of these guys. I wonder what they're going to sound like. And my first impression when I saw the drummer was, okay, either this guy's about to play some of the doomiest metal we've ever heard, or he's about to come in here like Animal from the Muppets. And it just so happened that he came in like Animal from the Muppets. I swear, first time looking at him, he's just going... He's just shaking, his whole body's going, like, he looks exhausted. He looked honestly like he had just woken up from a nap and then decided to sit down and play drums. And I was just sitting there watching the drummer the entire time, watching Max play the whole time, and I'm sitting there just thinking how this guy's done it for so long. Because when you're that strained and when you have that much tension, it's just not, at the end of the day, it's just not sustainable. You generally want to keep loose. You generally want to keep relaxed when you're doing it. And you'll see a lot of other drummers that I've talked to and compared about on here. You'll see a lot of other drummers that I could compare him to on here. So, for example, Eugene Ryabchenko. Eugene, when you watch him play, when he plays his blast beats, yeah, his arms come out here, but his whole body isn't shaking. He's locked out his wrists so that way there's no movement, and he's using fingers, solely fingers when he does his blast beats. Now, there's a bunch of other reviews that you could do as far as Krisiun's drummer, and you can see probably in other videos that he's a little bit more looser, but in this particular one, he is really tight, and that's not something you want to model as a drummer. Keep loose. If you can't play at that speed yet, chill out. Play it at lower speeds, learn the song that you're going to learn at lower speeds until you can gradually increase the tempo to the tempo that's desired. And even above that if you need to, just so that way you can really nail the song. But with all that being said, guys, we're going to cut the video here. So here's a couple things you guys can do to support me. So first things first you can do is hit that subscribe button that's down below. That would mean the world. You could also like the video, comment, share. Tell me about what you thought of Krisiun and their playthrough of Conquerors of Armageddon, or whatever the song's name was. I don't remember. Tell me what you thought of Max's playthrough of that. I'd really appreciate that. Also, don't forget to check out my other videos that I got on here. There's a lot of great content, I promise you that. And with all that being said, guys, we're going to cut the video here. So, Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Cheers, fellas.